So we have the beacon of hope that we were introduced to last month, Captain Marvel. Can she destroy Thanos? We have Ant-Man going up Thanos' butthole and expanding. Can he defeat Thanos? Is there anybody else who can actually defeat Thanos?
You remember they introduced Adam Warlock at the end of Guardians 2?
Oh, did they? Welcome everybody to Tex and Mex Nerd Feed.
I'm Tex.
And I'm Mex.
Today we're going to be discussing what we are to expect and not expect from Avengers Endgame.
So this is going to be another one of those unscripted discussions that we have. Not anywhere close to being as what the Shazam video was, because we have way too much source material to go through if we were to try to do that.
Unmoderated, full out, this is what we're thinking. Good luck following us.
Yeah, we're going to jump around everywhere. So, we are talking about Avengers Endgame and how it might end. Or how it might go, all together. Because there are a couple things that need to fall into place. There are two things that really need to happen, like at the end. Not only does Thanos need to be defeated, the snap needs to be defeated. The snap needs to be reversed.
That obviously is going to happen.
Yes. I mean, we all cried over Spider-Man dying, and then what was it, like 3 minutes later?
Like, hey,
maybe 3.5.
He's alive, but shh.
Yeah, he's dead. I know you're still crying, but here's his trailer for his new movie.
Just keep it on the DL.
So not only did we get that first trailer for Spider-Man to assure us that he is coming back, the second trailer, they frickin' throw Nick Fury in there, and so we know he's coming back too.
Oh, in Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah, in the second Spider-Man trailer. So either way, we know something. The snap is being undid. Undid done, yep. So, what are your theories as to how they're going to do that? Like, what is there that they have in play looking into the next movie that they can actually utilize?
Well, if they were going to take a comic book standpoint, which would be ideal.
For us.
Yeah. The end of Guardians 2, them gold people, which I forget the name of, introduced that they have the cocoon of Adam Warlock, which is this perfect being and all kinds of powerful and whatnot. It's Superman.
It's Android Superman.
Which, if they're taking the comic book standpoint, Adam Warlock would come in, rough up Thanos a little bit, do some other garbage that they really don't need in this movie. For those that don't know, do you know?
No.
You don't know. He calls together the Cosmics.
Okay.
Which are a collection of entities that make up everything.
Okay.
So like space, time, for some reason Galactus.
For some reason Galactus. Just throw him in there. He's got a cool hat. He needs to be part of this.
They all come together and take Thanos through a psychedelic nonsense trip. Yeah. It was all kinds of flashy and different colors and pianos. Okay. The whole time Doctor Who clock spiral deal. Unnecessary, but that gets him to think about what he's done and gives up the gauntlet, whatever.
Oh, okay. Opens his eyes.
Sure. So they could try to do that a little better, as it wouldn't really relate too well in today's world. But Adam Warlock could be Thanos' adversary. However, Russo brothers said, nah.
We don't want a direct adaptation, even though everything leading up thus far has not been a direct adaptation. They specifically do not want to use this character
that they introduced.
Yeah, already in
time
Guardians.
for.
Well, technically they didn't, Russo brothers.
Correct.
But
Marvel
MCU,
Universe did.
James Gunn did. But yeah, the collective cinematic universe has introduced them.
Yes, in time for this movie. For no reason.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm assuming that their reasoning is that he will be in Guardians 3.
Right, which is
waste.
Overzealous for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you need somebody that powerful for 6 goofballs to fight?
Yeah, right. Not knocking Guardians, because
both
Guardians movies are freaking great. It's just the fact that if you are going to have such probably low stakes, is what I'm assuming the next Guardians movie is going to be, then why would Adam be in there?
Right.
Like
Such a big threat.
Like if you're going to have this high,
if they're going to fight him, that is.
Yeah.
I suppose they could use him to interweave the next big bad into the MCU.
Which could be Cool Hat Kid.
Yeah.
Galactus.
Could be Cool Hat Man. Could be Adam Warlock's alter ego, Magus.
Yeah, that would be cool as well. So he could be utilized easily to kind of progress the next phase in the MCU, which I can see. You don't want you don't want two extremely powerful people all in there, so they just have to fabricate a character to actually be powerful enough to defeat Thanos.
Who could that be?
What we're talking about with the fabrication is obviously Captain Marvel. Because she is
far too overpowered for what she should be.
Yeah. In her cinematic adaptation, she is way more powerful than what she is in the comics. Yeah. So I can see that, like, yeah, they introduced her for that fact.
And leading her up to be the ender of Thanos.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, the great Halo, the savior of all. And there is honestly no reason. Like, they just chose her just because of their own personal political reasons,
agenda.
Yeah, so that's why they chose her. But like, what makes me mad is that in the hierarchy of things that I would like to be done is be as close to the comics as possible, still like deviate from the comics, but don't fuck with the people, the characters that we've already invested time, money, and emotion into. And then at the very bottom is just introduce some random person for your own political crap, and then just have them be the savior. But yeah, there's of the hierarchy of things that I'd like to do, at the very top is to be as close to the comics as possible while still trying to be original, which that is a difficult thing to do.
They've done it well so far with everything else. Yeah,
medium ground is probably where we'd want to be at, which is like come up with your own story arcs,
but keep the characters the same.
Yeah, loosely based off of the source material,
right?
Which is what they've been doing. Like I said, that's the middle ground. That's where we've been. And then to completely scratch the bottom of the barrel just to try to make sense. Because like
you have a character already. There's no reason you have to change them dramatically enough to make them be the Mary Sue.
So, like, if you already have a Black Adam, you don't need to give Dr. Sivana Black Adam's powers.
He got shocked in the eye.
He did get shocked in the eye. So, but yeah, that's exactly it. If you already have an established character that is physically capable of doing something,
why not use it?
Yeah, why not? Why would you give false powers, fabricated powers to a character just to do what that other character can do? It makes no sense. It is so stupid. It's just people.
And they do it enough in comic book movies all the time.
And I think I know why. I think that the reason they are doing this whole fabricating powers and abilities to another character is because Adam Warlock's name is not Eve Warlock. That is the only reason.
Clever.
I try. Alright, so we still haven't gotten to who would actually be the one to defeat Thanos. Not necessarily kill him, but defeat him.
I'm guessing it's either going to be a coalition or strictly Captain Marvel.
I hope it's not strictly Captain Marvel. I would assume, like you said, it would be like a cohesive effort. It would take the efforts of everybody, and everybody's going to have their role, but I really think they're going to push Captain Marvel up at the top.
Could be Black Widow, too. She has guns.
She does have guns. I mean, has Thanos gone up against guns yet?
Who knows?
I haven't seen it. So, yeah, like you said, cohesive effort or just Captain Marvel. What would you prefer?
I would prefer the cohesive effort. Okay. That everybody has their turn to do something. Even if the reversing of the snap happens first, then even all the other people come back.
Gotcha. So for me personally, I would prefer that the main people to actually defeat Thanos, no matter how they might do it, because let's get this out of the way quick. Thanos cannot be killed.
In the books, right?
Yeah, in the comic books. So if they continue with that mindset, with the movies, which death has not been personified in the MCU yet.
They've had two opportunities. Deadpool and
Thanos. Yeah.
Because that's actually a big arc in the comics. That Deadpool and Thanos don't get together that well because they both want to marry death.
Yeah. That makes sense. So, Thanos cannot be killed. So, no matter what method they use to defeat Thanos, whether it be to convince him, like, to show him, hey, your way is actually flawed, join our side or whatever, then he can become part of the Infinity, what is it called? Watch. Infinity Watch.
The Infinity Cult.
So he could become a part of the Infinity Watch and or something along those lines, or have to defeat a greater threat. But I want it to be the original Avengers to do it.
Yes.
This is their last go around. So instead of throwing Captain Marvel up on the pedestal, I would say throw her up on the pedestal at the end.
As the end credit scene or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Passing of the torch, because in the comics she does lead the Avengers, the newer side of the Avengers at some point. So, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're leading into, is that she's going to be the leader of the new one. Yeah. So I'd prefer her to be put on the pedestal as they pass the torch, like you said. I would like for them to use Iron Man, Hulk, Cap, Thor, Black Widow, and Clint. Yeah, Hawkeye.
Ronan, whatever he's going to be now.
Who?
Could be Ronan.
Yeah, you're right. To kind of have those 6 be the ones to, in the end, defeat him.
And for some reason, Rocket.
What do you mean?
Well, it was the original Avengers that got missed by the snap. And Rocket.
But also Nebula.
Yeah, Nebula and War Machine.
Yeah.
Rhodey.
So there are a couple of the
Tagalongs.
Stragglers. Yeah. There are a couple of the stragglers that are just out there, but I'm assuming that they could use them for another situation.
Right.
As we just looked up prior to recording this video, is that you still have Valkyrie as well.
Yes.
Maybe you have Korg. Maybe.
Oh, and
maybe
me.
You have. I would love that. I'd love to see Korg again because he's my favorite character of the entire MCU. He's just hilarious. Little rock paper scissors joke for you. But I would love to see them have a larger group of people to be able to do side missions and stuff.
Right.
Because obviously, in order for them to defeat Thanos, they're going to need a little bit more going on, like, behind the scenes. It's not just going to be go punch him in the face a couple times, he's going to be done.
Shoot him.
Yeah. So, there's going to be a couple other things that need to be in the works, and maybe have those secondary characters kind of deal with that.
Do the side stuff.
Same as like War Machine, Rocket.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. So I would, like I said, I would like for those
all to come together. And eliminate the threat.
Yeah.
Now the other side of this coin is reversing the snap.
Yeah.
I have a question to pose to you. Get your thoughts on before we talk about reversing the snap in general. You reverse the snap. Do they all kind of flood out of the gauntlet, wherever the gauntlet may be, or whatever the snap is? Or do they pop up in their respective places where they ended? Therefore, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange being on Jupiter. Thinking about that now might not be that big of an issue.
But
because Doctor Strange has a snap ring, he could just back on it.
So that wouldn't pose an issue, but it is still a question to come about. Like, could they utilize that to defeat Thanos? So which is coming first, the chicken or the egg? Is it the snap, or the reverse snap, or the defeat of Thanos? So
which, with time travel that's being alluded to, might just negate everything and everything, anything and everything.
If only we had done a video on time travel.
And how cheesy it is.
Oh, man. But
which also leads to a supposed next villain in the Marvel universe being Kang.
Who?
Kang. He's a time traveler. He's blue.
Oh, okay. So, blue time traveler.
Mm-hmm. He's not a phone booth.
He's not a phone booth. I'm glad the clarification was made. I was a bit worried. So, reverse snap first, or Thanos being defeated first? I could see the reason they kept Nebula unsnapped was because she can do the re-snap.
time to shine, get her vengeance, and
Yeah.
not just crash a ship into him.
Yeah, they really did do a good job portraying her growing disdain for him. So I could definitely see her being one of the bigger opponents and adversaries for him, and being the one to reverse the snap.
Very, very possible. And as she did in the books, reverse the snap.
Yeah, she was the one to do it in the comic books. But the Russo brothers are so against doing a direct adaptation.
I think Rocket's going to reduce.
But we might be lucky. Rocket is voiced by a male. Nebula is female.
Oh,
she probably will reverse the snap.
However, we were also introduced to the fact that it might be Happy Hogan.
It might be. If you look at those new posters that they released, you see all these people. Valkyrie
is alive.
Happy Hogan is alive. It might be Happy.
Or our greatest theory yet as to how to get the gauntlet away from Thanos and end this whole thing. Goose the cat.
Goose. I mean, for real, why would you need Ant-Man to go up his asshole if you can just get Goose to tentacle porn the gauntlet away from Thanos? But yeah, to reverse the snap, what other way do you think it can occur?
Persuasion, perhaps?
Because you can see that Thanos isn't really a bad guy.
No, he just has a different mindset than everybody else. He is, in fact, the perfect villain.
Yeah, I think you're right. Persuasion could be the other way.
Yes.
Other than just kind of going up his butt and expanding and then taking the gauntlet from his decimated corpse. Until death kicks him out.
In fact, other orifices in a body.
Yeah, but there's... What are you thinking? He goes into the urethra?
More accessible ones.
I don't know. I still agree with the butt one. So, persuasion, Nebula, perhaps?
Yes, more than likely.
Or just defeating him altogether and just reversing it afterwards. And then time travel. But how are they using time travel?
Really?
Like, there's... Like how? I didn't think
I thought I could blast through that and not do it. How are they reversing time travel? Yeah, me neither.
They don't show anything in regards to like how not only how time travel works there, but like
they haven't done any kind of time relative anything yet.
Well, except for the Doctor Strange, the end of Doctor Strange, and then
that garbage.
I guess it's the left hand, but then the gauntlet. But it's only
brief.
It's only brief. It's but it's like it's so brief. It's almost like minuscule. There's no point in even mentioning it because it's possible with the time stone
to do something.
But yeah. But like it doesn't really explain much on how
and
it works.
Has to involve the quantum realm because that's real big. Now,
quantum
they figured out how to do
small, actually. But yeah, no, I see what you mean. It's a big point. It's a plot point.
For what reason they do it, I couldn't tell you.
Well, as you see in, was it Ant-Man and the Wasp? When they are explaining it, there are so many things that don't work the same as in regular realm, I guess, Earth realm. And the subatomic quantum realm, it doesn't work the same as others, and they mention that there are certain things that don't work the same.
Right, being time.
So time being one of them. Space is another one. That's 2 of the 6 stones that we've discussed already. So yeah, there are certain things where if they do, like they could possibly lure Thanos into the quantum realm and render some maybe all of the stones useless.
Yeah.
And so he is still powerful, but they brought him down a really big notch.
Did here's a little fun fact. There was a time back in the 80s or 90s when DC and Marvel teamed up, called themselves Amalgam.
Yeah. The Amalgam universe.
That when these characters switched universes, a lot of things didn't work in the other universe. So the Infinity Gauntlet does not work in the DC universe.
So, we discussed possibilities of
ending Thanos.
Defeating Thanos, reversing the snap, How do you expect them to lead into the next phase?
I think at least one, if not many more, of the original Avengers are going kaput, either retiring or dying.
I wouldn't like them to die. I wouldn't like them to retire.
I'm going to say one at least is going to die.
Yeah.
My prediction.
Yeah.
I think Tony's going down. I'm sorry, not Tony. I think Steve is going down.
Yeah. I'm going to cry either way, I'm pretty sure. But with them retiring, I would just always have that lingering hope of, are they going to show up?
Right, and that's always a possibility. Like, I think Tony will retire as forced by Pepper.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can see they're leading into that, definitely. So
becoming a father.
Yeah. So yeah, I would always have that lingering hope that they're gonna throw him in there, which you do have in the comics. Like nobody ever stays dead except for Uncle Ben. Nobody ever stays dead in comics.
And that's coming up at some point. I mean, they brought back Jor-El. Why not bring back Ben as a villain?
Yeah, I would prefer them to kind of, so I don't have that lingering hope and have it never satisfied. I'd prefer it if they did die, kind of. I also don't want them to die. I'm mixed. I just want to
we know.
keep the But yeah, so I don't know how exactly they are going to do it. I would hope that there is a bigger threat introduced.
I'm sure there will be. Yeah, maybe not right now, but in the following movies.
Yeah, I would prefer if they just not do a Batman vs Superman where they throw the big guy in at the end.
Yeah. And
rather do an end credit scene.
If they even need to do that, they can give it a break for a little while at least, until maybe Guardians 3.
I don't know, because like I said, people have invested so much time, money, and emotion into these characters that are already here. What's going to keep them coming back if everybody knows the actual real life actors' contracts are done? They haven't.
I mean, you don't have to introduce another big bad back to back.
Okay, but I would say lead into
possibility.
Yeah, the possibility. Like the one after credit scene where you just see Thanos, I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
and then,
or the first
and then
one
you don't see him again for the next 20
smiled.
years. Yeah, something like that is what I mean.
That would be alright.
Or just see something playing in the background of Galactus doing something, or just a bigger
tennis.
threat. He's
playing
just
tennis with the Silver Surfer.
Playing tennis on the Wii. Disney just needs to do right by us and give us just keep it going is what I mean. Try to keep the momentum going.
Yes.
It feels like it's the end game. It feels like the end, but they obviously have more planned.
Oh yeah,
they need to get us to invest in that.
I'm sure no matter what, we're going to invest in it.
I mean,
and
we're trying to make a career out of this. So we're going to invest in it. But
do you have anything else to add, or any other points that you'd like to bring up?
I don't believe so. Like we said, this is just an unscripted discussion, so it's just kind of all over the place. We want to kind of get our ideas out before Endgame is released and
compare and contrast.
Yeah,
Find us in another video later where we do that.
See what our imagination has.
And what appears on the silver screen.
Yeah, what actually, because our imagination doesn't mean shit because we're not the Russo brothers. So, yeah. So,
that's our thoughts.
Yeah. We will keep you updated after the movie comes out, and we shall do a review.
Otherwise, thanks for watching.